Hi Pisces, welcome to your timeless general reading. Today I have the Wildwood Tarot for you. So let's see what messages are for Pisces today. Oh. First one is the Green Man, which is Emperor energy. I feel like this will probably be a powerful message already. And maybe I might not even understand it. You will understand it better than me, probably. That's the feeling I'm getting. Not that I'm like shirking my responsibilities as a reader. And, okay. Balance. That's Temperance energy. And then Six of Bows, abundance. Bows are wands, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because arrows are swords. So it seems a bit about how much do you actually need in life? How much are you taking or consuming? Dude, then it's something about, it's almost like carbon footprint is what I'm getting, but like whatever the spiritual equivalent to your carbon footprint is. Like, what are you taking from the natural world and what are you putting back? How much do you actually need to be comfortable, and how much do you need to, what do you need to do in order to like balance or to, I guess, give back what you take? Oh, cute. Page of Arrows, Ren. So maybe some research needs to be done. And I think the research needs to be done because I think you're being maybe really harsh on yourself, or you're kind of like putting unrealistic expectations that you can't really meet on yourself, because there's the Moon on water. There's something here about like your shadow aspect. Look at that bull, and is that a heron? There's something here about your shadow aspect making you feel like you take too much, or you take up too much space, or you're too greedy or gluttonous or something like that. So this could be linked to, hopefully not some kind of like eating disorder or other sort of issue. It's like applying those kind of like, how would you say, unhealthy ideas of yourself onto that unhealthy way of thinking onto many other aspects of your life. So I feel like there becomes a point in spiritual teachings when we feel like we've learned enough and we've reached the capacity for how much we can really learn and process when it comes to the spiritual journey and all these new things. Like, just think about how many things you learn along the way. And some of us maybe have more capacity just for information than others. But at some point you have to like figure out where that fits in your life. Well, there can be some like inconvenient or more rigid parts of spirituality because it's such a vast thing. It's such a vast, unregulated, and mostly intended not to be dogmatic, especially when it comes to like paganism. And so after a while, the things that seem maybe less convenient, but we don't want to outright reject, we're gonna project how we think it should be or how it actually fits into our life. So I think it's something you have to watch out for, and I don't even know what you want to call that. Like, definitely it's based in the ego because it's for the protection, because you don't want to go through all this work, this spiritual work, and then end up being wrong. Like, oh, here I am trying to align my chakras or monitor my karma, but I'm going against Mother Earth or something like that. So maybe you've now kind of, the ways in which you've regulated yourself before, the defense mechanisms, the coping mechanisms are being projected onto certain spiritual beliefs and ideas when they shouldn't be. And like hey, look, is that another, that's a bull. The Ace of Vessels, so Ace of Cups. The waters of life. So like the example, you know, things like eating disorders are about control, you know, body dysmorphia, just not believing like you're ever gonna look good enough or be good enough. So it's like very punishing, right? It's a very punishing thing people do to themselves to either starve themselves or eat to their full, you know. So it's like the absolute control and punishing yourself when you don't meet your own standards that are already unrealistic. You're almost applying that. Like, are you vigilantly recycling, or you know what I mean? Are you getting to the point of obsession in certain aspects of your life, hoping to, I don't know, please some kind of entity, Mother Nature, just whoever. The green man is here, right? And we can't forget this is like Emperor energy, so it is very commanding and masculine and can be controlling on the dark side of things. So it's like you're doing that, but you're missing like I don't know what the feminine aspect is, like the Empress. Is there a green woman? Oh yeah, there is a green woman. Here she is, the green woman. How is the green woman different than a green man? I've never read it, because I don't know much about this part of paganism. Wow, look at that. That's interesting. How does the green woman differ than the green man? I don't know. And the book is not around. Either way, I don't believe it's a good balance to be so rigid and demanding of yourself in these things, because after a while you're gonna, you know, the frustration is gonna build and you're gonna take it out on something. And that's, I think, what it's trying to say with the balance. Like, if you kind of build up in yourself, your shadow is going to come and lash out and do something. And then, I don't know, I don't want to think of any extreme examples, but there has to be some kind of realistic middle ground for you to figure out where you kind of fit in the natural world order. I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's what you want to focus on. This is 20, the Great Bear. Interesting. If this is what you want to focus on, being more in tune with nature and harmony with nature, I don't think it means you have to suffer. And then additionally, if you are in that mindset of wanting to be perfect in a situation, you then might think that you also have to take on the burdens of your fellow humans not doing on that, you know, not doing what they should be doing, you know. And that might become resentment for them too. It's kind of easy. It's an easy thing to slip into. But you, as one person, cannot make up for the ills of everyone. I mean, you can do your best to try and pass on the message why it's important to not take more than you give. I think that's kind of the carbon footprint, but there's something about it. What does this mean? It's not so specific as the carbon, or is it? Is the carbon footprint exactly what I'm meaning by like how much we take and how much we give back? Either way, I mean, definitely modern human beings have really been lopsided for a long time based on how much we take from the earth and how much we actually give back. How much of are we almost parasitic in how we interact with nature and the world? I mean, we're even parasitic to each other. Trust me, I'm already figuring that out about rent prices. There's this idea that like when we take, we're not taking from anything. Where does the extra that you get come from? Where? It comes from your surroundings. It comes from nature. It comes from your fellow person. It's not, we're all connected. Everything's connected. Maybe that's what your frustration is. Either way, you shouldn't punish yourself. You shouldn't punish yourself or like put yourself in severe discomfort in order to make up, because a lot of that's not coming from, I would say, the purest mindset. It's not coming from this genuine love of nature or the universe or whatever. It's coming a lot from your darker sides, your darker tendencies to kind of project these negative coping mechanisms or protective mechanisms onto spiritual practices or spiritual things or natural things. Yeah, just do be aware of that it's not coming from, it's like, it's kind of insidious when I think about it. It's just kind of a little bit sneaky how we don't realize some of those old negative mindsets, you know, even though we've dealt with them, how they kind of sneak back, especially in times of high stress. Do the negative coping or the negative mindset sneak back in, and then you kind of just like, your ego just kind of neatly fits it into whatever thing that you're doing at the moment. Because if you probably think about it, even if you were not always a spiritual person, you probably snuck it into other things like your work or, you know, your parenting, or just you probably just snuck it in other places. So you are a human being, and in some ways we as individuals are more powerful than the ideas that have been passed down and diluted through centuries. Yeah, self-preservation is strong. Okay, came out was Herkimer Diamond Dreams. I'm getting, be careful of what, at least for the next 2 weeks, what you consume before going to bed. I think it's affecting your dream state. It's not allowing you to properly recover at night like you should. Let's see, is there anything else? That could also be affecting why you're maybe feeling a bit hard on yourself. Yeah. Pink tourmaline, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. And also forgive your fellow human beings for being so crappy. It's true, they are. I am too, you know. And rhodochrosite acceptance. So I'm getting like some heart healing. Maybe get in touch with some pink also while you're doing this. Grounding, hematite. Pink and black, very cool. Okay, so that's the message I have for you, Pisces. Thank you.